What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Austin Blaney, aka Motorsports Monday, and welcome to another episode of Motorsports Monday. So this weekend, the Verizon IndyCar Series was at the Texas Motor Speedway, and Will Power was on the pole, led the early laps, and then Marco Andretti had an engine fire, bringing out the full course caution, so he was the first car out of the race. And then Justin Wilson and Sebastian Bourdais had gotten into it, which brought out the second caution, I believe. And then they had gotten into it and then hit the wall really hard, and then so they were both out of the race. And then after that, they had pitted under caution, and then Will Power got caught speeding on pit road, so he had to make a drive through and win a lap down. And then after that, Takuma Sato had an engine fire, which brought out the caution as the race winded down. So then the caution comes out, and Ed Carpenter and Juan Pablo Montoya stay out because there was only a couple laps to go. So they stayed out. The green flag back in the air. Ed Carpenter, Juan Pablo Montoya. Ed Carpenter first, Montoya second, and then Will Power had pitted and had started sixth and worked his way up to third, and then on the final lap it got around Montoya for second. But then, he couldn't catch Ed Carpenter, which gives Ed Carpenter the win, his third IndyCar win, and his second for Ed Carpenter Racing. And then after that, the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series was in Pocono this weekend. Denny Hamlin was on the pole. He led restart. He didn't have a very good restart. I believe it was Brad Keselowski that had just swooped around him like he was nothing. So then Keselowski leads for a little while, and then on pit road, Johnson had slammed into Ambrose, which spun him around on pit road. So then he had to spin back around and get back out there. So then, as the race winds down, there wasn't really very much excitement. But then Casey Kane hits the wall, really hard contact, and Carl Edwards gets into him, which takes Edwards and Casey Kane out of the race. They went out leading victory lane. In the final lap, Brad Keselowski was leading, and he gets stuck behind Danica Patrick, which allows Dale Earnhardt Jr. to get around him with it wasn't the final lap. It was about 5 laps to go, and then he gets around him, giving Dale Earnhardt Jr. his second win this season and his first win at the Pocono Raceway. So as always, I'm Austin Blaney, aka Motorsports Fanatic, and I will see you next time.